here in going into game number 1. Let's see that all-important dice roll.
I think they already did the die roll like at their table, and Santoli looks like he won that die roll. I only know that because I have the insider information, the inside scoop. It is true. And now Santoli will be starting things off with X Razil. He's going to be able to special summon from his hand by sending a card from his extra deck to the graveyard.
Going to be eliminating the option of going into the Fiendsmith route if he happened to have those cards in his deck. At least that's what his opponent is thinking right now. So maybe he's considering that he might also be playing the Mitsubishi Razil deck as well.
X is going to let him add Sword to the hand.
And there's a Droll and Lockbird.
Not a bad draw. Since he's adding Sword, do you think he already has something in his hand? No, he maybe needed to use the Sword to get to another Razil, so we're going to see what else he has. But he has Triple Tactics Talents to take a peek at his opponent's hand. Let's see what he's working with. Ash Blossom.
Oh, almost nothing.
Wow. Just defensive options.
I will get rid of
the prayers, right? You got to go.
Probably have to go for the prayers, yeah.
Just leaving him with interactions from the hand, but nothing to get him started. Santoli has to be feeling pretty good right now. This is the way you really want to start off your first game, going first. This is the best when you look at your opponent's hand with Triple Tactics Talent. He didn't have really anything else to do, but he doesn't need to do anything else.
I mean, he at least has the sword. He can summon the sword and make a detonator at the very least, right?
Or at least force out like
he doesn't even want to make the detonator, yeah.
Okay, and we see a draw here. We're going to see it's going to be an impactful one.
It's very bold, like knowing that you don't necessarily need to give your opponent any amount of cards here. Don't want to you want to keep that value that you can get off the sword, not play into the Droll and Lockbird.
That's a good draw.
Well, we'll see if Santoli wants to use that last trap card that he has face down, knowing that the other 3 cards in his hand don't do anything. There's a Solemn Strike.
That is different.
You hear Benjamin say that is different. Does he not know who you're playing? Do you not know this is Steven Santoli? I mean, chances are he has Solemn Strike in his deck.
He really likes Solemn Strike.
He loves that card. It's a good one. It's good going first and second, as you can see here, especially when he goes first, able to shut down the one card he drew off the top of the deck. Santoli plays like what we're talking about. He doesn't fly too close to the stun. He stays low to the ground.
He really likes Vanquish Soul, so I think that makes sense. He just wants to do what's good and then generate value over turns, and then now we're activating Pot of Desire. That indicates something. This is a pure Razil strategy.
Is that what you're picking up on?
There's no other version that can activate Pot of Desires.
Oh, I mean they can, but maybe
they
you
would not want
for
to.
It. Yes, definitely.
Oh, there is the Ash Blossom that he knew was there.
So now he's going to want to force out the Mulcharmy from the hand next.
Which pairs really well with his Droll and Lockbird. He has to choose which one he wants to resolve.
Special Summon Sword, effect to add from the deck to the hand. He's going to grab Ice Razil. This is what he wanted to do last turn, but that Droll and Lockbird stopped him in his tracks. On Resolution.
I would like to.
Okay.
Yeah. I really don't think he wants to Droll here.
No. Definitely not. He needs cards. He needs to draw into stuff. But knowing how Steven Santoli plays, I don't think he's going to give him any.
Okay, we're going to get some more value knowing that there's still a Droll and Lockbird in his hand.
Bonfire burns brightly as he adds a Pyro monster from his deck to his hand. It's going to be another copy of X Razil.
He can drop that down as well. I feel like it's worth giving him one use just for something. Like making a detonator has to be worth one draw here.
And it really comes down to if he has any sort of interaction outside of that as well. He's going to special the X from his hand, it looks like. Yep, going to send another card from
that can send something along the lines of Eclipse Winds, likely. And I think I saw. Okay, that's a duo drive? Yeah, just to make it so there's another Razil card in the graveyard.
X is going to add, looks like ice? No, sword, yeah. X adds sword.
Already used all the effects of sword this turn. Just solid to have his follow-up.
Really hard to pick up off the rubber.
Yep. I just love, imitation is the highest form of flattery. I just love listening to Santoli talk. It's awesome.
Yep,
that cross is huge.
Yeah, like cross detonator in this position, I feel like what one card can he draw? Like
well,
he'll have two more.
Yeah,
he'll have 2 more cards, but what 2 cards can you really draw to get out of this position?
Pot of Desires into more cards.
All right, you got me there. Maybe an Ultimate Slayer and a starter, but like.
Okay, you're living in reality.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why those cards would be in his deck game 1, but like.
Oh, if he plays 2 Eclipse Winds, we could see the Eclipse Wind Detonator combo here, but.
That's fine.
Taking a moment to consider his options. Is it going to. Please, let's end the day where I finally get to see Eclipse Winds with Detonator. Please.
Aww.
No! Almost. My
But
bingo sheet remains unfilled.
He really thought it was worth the extra draw. I mean, he knows he's playing Mitsurugi because he put back the prayers earlier. He's activating the Dweller now to put a material in the graveyard.
That's fine.
Getting that draw.
Yeah, but still giving him 3 cards when he knows he has nothing seems a little dicey. But I'm not going to question Santoli.
That's fine. Received.
Received. It's an interesting one.
Correct.
I will then pass.
All right, so maybe he drew into some cards that are going to help him here. He's going to need some Mitsurugi cards, some Razil cards.
I don't think. I took a peek here. I don't think. Don't think those are the cards he wants.
No response. Resolves.
Let's see. Okay, Dweller is resolving.
Standby phase and main phase. It's up to him from targeting.
Does he have the Eclipson in his graveyard? No,
It's
right?
attached to it currently.
Oh, it's underneath it.
Yeah.
Okay, it was there, and he attached it.
It looks like it's allowed to resolve here. Knowing one of the cards remaining in the hand is the Droll and Lockbird.
And
Yeah.
Interesting.
So does now.
yes.
He did have the option to go after his own detonator, but opting to leave it on the field here, not trying to play into any cards such as Triple Tactics Talents.
Smart stuff from Santoli.
Roll that quick.
All right,
Oh,
looks like
there-
we're going to be summoning a Typhon.
Yeah, there were 2 monsters summoned from the extra last turn, so he will be going to Typhon, which lines up really well into Detonator. But the cross will slow him down a little bit.
Time's exit main phase.
Sure.
He's going to attack over Abyss
Double
Dweller.
attack.
Yeah, I think 12. I'm at 53 to you 33.
Main phase.
Yep.
Declare effect.
I will go.
Probably force Razil Cross.
Razil negated.
That's fine.
The Frost will use its effect to detach material from Detonator to negate the effect of Typhon at resolution.
Well played here
No faster.
from Santoli. Now he'll draw for his turn.
I mean, really unfortunate for Benjamin here, not having really any playable cards, getting hit with that Triple Tactics Talents in such a critical position. And then we're going to immediately start with drawing a card here off of the effect of Cross. We know he at least has an Ice Razil in his hand.
Resolution, attempt to roll.
Here, you want it in?
Thinking if he wants to use the cross or not on this Droll and Lockbird. Does he need to? Can he change? Is he just going to Detonator pop the
He
Typhon?
can't Detonator currently because of the effect of Typhon.
Oh, right. Detonator, yeah, is negated. Or he can't activate it.
Yeah.
It's Typhon since it has too much attack.
Which also just means that he can't
100.
be hit with something along the lines of Nibiru either. But it looks like we're just going to go into battle phase again, take it very slow,
The Santoli way. This is the way.
and just pass it back. 2 cards again.
Low to the ground. I like to see it.
Standby main.
A few turns here for Benjamin, but he's going to have to draw into a bunch of running outs to be able to get out of this
The worst combination
position.
of cards I could have had.
Yeah, it's been a rough game here for Benjamin from the beginning.
He's trying. He's holding on.
You have in that little
Yeah.
bit
He hasn't
there.
given up yet.
I mean, he's undefeated in this tournament, so he knows, like, even in tough positions, there's ways to come out.
At the very least, he already saw Strike
Actually,
from
Pot of
Santoli's deck. He wants to see
Prosperity.
as many cards as possible because you don't know what you can expect from a Santoli deck list.
1,
Definitely
2,
not.
3, 4.
Pot of Prosperity, that's an interesting one. I don't think I see that in even Mitsurugi Razil too often.
Normally, you have to choose between playing Pot of Prosperity or playing Nadir Servant. If you're playing Nadir Servant, you're going to have too many effects that draw a card. Usually, if you're playing Pot of Prosperity, that means you're not playing any of those cards.
This
for Nadir
Ash
Servant.
Blossom is probably going to close things out here in
It's
this
probably
game.
literally the worst card from me there.
Well, not necessarily because.
I'd like to concede.
Oh, okay.
And Benjamin is going to concede, and Santoli is going to control this game from the beginning, thanks to that Triple Tactics talent giving him all the information he needs. You could
Yeah.
say he had perfect information.
He had near perfect information for sure. There was, I believe, one last copy of Triple Tactics Talents actually in Benjamin's hand, so perfectly played around here. And I think the effect of Prosperity limiting him from not being able to draw was still in effect even through the Ash Blossom, right?
Yep,
So
definitely.
he couldn't even activate it.
Tough break there for Benjamin, but Santoli taking an easy game #1 win victory. But now Benjamin will get to go first, and Mitsurugi Razil deck really shines when it's going first.
Absolutely.
We haven't got to see it really shine in one of the feature matches we're commentating. In the secondary feature matches, we definitely saw it in the bonus one. But I want to see it in action here. It's such a strong deck. The World Premier theme really gave Razil a whole new way to play itself.
I do think these cards are incredibly powerful, but we have seen how it can be very limited in its need for some 2-card combos where the Mitsurugi cards themselves do require you to have, again, Ritual Spell, Ritual Monster in some combination. There are many ways to get there with only 1 card, but it still requires you to get to that point, and that can fall short when playing into cards like Protective Talents or just into multiple interactions from the opponent.
Definitely, yeah. Just having too much disruption, not enough things to get you started. Tough break there for Benjamin. But losing game 1 doesn't mean you're out just yet. They go into the side decks. And I'm sure he has plenty ready for this mirror match, especially when going first. But maybe a lot of times, like, you engineer your deck where most of your cards that you have in for going first are already included in your main deck. Because anytime you win the die roll, you're going to be choosing to go first. So a lot of the times, your side deck is more engineered for going second.
If anything, you're really putting in cards to counter the cards that your opponent is siding in for you.
Mm-hmm.
Things that you're not necessarily going to have to prepare for game 1. And those, I think, are those powerful spell cards like we talked about earlier, like Ultimate Slayer, which are definitely more likely to be in someone's deck post-side.
Certainly, yeah. Ultimate Slayer has been a key card this weekend. It just works really well. A lot of players with playing Raziel, they're using the Eclipse Twins to make sure it's underneath the detonator. So if something goes wrong, they can, destroy the detonator and bring it back with the material thanks to Eclipse Twins. But Ultimate Slayer sends it back to the extra deck. They can't respond with the monster effect. So, and then you can send Aggregator to negate another card like DDD, High Wave King Caesar, and you get multiple uses out of that single copy of Ultimate Slayer. Appaloosa may be gone, but her artwork on Ultimate Slayer is still around.
She's hanging on.
Still around. We still get to see it on such a beautiful card. I mean, one of my favorite spell cards of all time. Got it.
I bet.
I had to make sure we couldn't end the day without it. It's a good one.
It is pretty good. It didn't have its time for a while. It was released quite some time ago. I believe it was was it in Power of the Elements?
Yep,
even?
I think so, yeah.
Came out with the Chillman cards.
Yeah, maybe not so great. It was a little too slow in that format, but it lines up really well into Raziel. All right, players are shuffled up, side deck, ready to go. We're at YCS Orlando, the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship Series of 2025. It's Game 2 of our final round of Swiss for the day. Before we come back tomorrow for 3 more rounds of Swiss, cut to top 64, and then it's a single elimination tournament until we crown a YCS champion. Good sportsmanship from both players. Gotta love to see it. And now we're going into Game 2. Benjamin is going to get to go first. Doesn't have to worry about his hand get picked apart before he gets to start. And we'll see what. He definitely has some plays. We're going to get to see some Mitsurugi action.
Normal summon Saji, declare effect to add a spell trap. Sure.
All right, and the immediate shore, that is bold. Saji is typically the card you want to respond to, mainly because it's the only actual way to get to the ritual spell. Especially, you did see the Pot of Prosperity. That is usually telling that there is not a copy of Nadir Servant in that deck. So this, without drawing the ritual spell naturally, this is the only way to actually search it. But now we are able to activate Ritual Spell to using Ritual Summon using monsters from the deck to summon the Ame from the hand.
Yep, Ame no Murakumo no Mitsurugi.
Yeah, I have really bad humidity problems where I live, so it is kind of the only thing I'm able to do. Let's do that.
So since he gets to tribute the 2 monsters from the deck, he'll be able to activate both their effects. Well, just one of their effects. I think he already used Saji.
Yeah, Saji's effect is on summon or when attributed, so it's the same effect. Kusanagi is able to add back any of those Mitsurugi cards, and then we're activating the Ritual Spell one more time. Now for the other effect to Ritual Summon from the deck using materials you already have.
You may.
Yeah, it's really cool because you get to tribute the Ame no Murakama no Mitsurugi. It summons itself back and adds a card, and you also get to summon out Futso no Mitame no Mitsurugi, and that will also allow you to summon back a reptile anytime your opponent summons a monster.
Opting to tribute a copy in the hand to preserve the version of the Ritual Summon copy on the field to play around Bestials as well.
Smart stuff, smart stuff. Plenty of starters here for Benjamin in game number 2. Things looking much better for him than they did in that first game. See, now we're not even seeing any Raziel cards yet. This is pure Mitsurugi.
Yeah, see, it seems like he is not playing the Night Sword Serpent, which would generally give you the free rank 4 immediately.
I don't actually know if I have to declare until it happens.
So you can use prayers to bring back the Saji.
Yep, paying 800 to special summon back Saji from the graveyard. And now you can overlay 2 level 4 monsters. I believe this has to be a duo drive at this point, right?
I would think so. And yep, here's Raziel Duo Drive. Does Santoli have something to stop it? Unfortunately, since the Ame no Murakama no Mitsurugi is already on the field, if he does have any sort of response, he will have to discard a card from his hand if he wants it to resolve. Otherwise, it will be negated. Which sometimes that's just enough to, like, if you have like an interaction, you have to send another card. Then if you want to do it again on your next turn, you have to activate a card, send another card. That's 4 cards gone. You only have a couple left. It's so powerful. One of the best things about Mitsurugi.
Yeah, Mitsurugi really tries to take advantage of players using those multiple points of interaction from the hand. It just really dwindles their hand before they even get to start having a turn, and then continues to do so on their turn. But Santoli opting out of that strategy, not playing many of those interruptions from the hand, maybe just copies of Ash Blossom, and the rest of his deck is just designed to break the board.
Definitely. We see the duo drive add Raziel Cross and Sword Raziel. The Sword Raziel can special summon itself since there's a level 4 in the graveyard. And then he added
The cross.
the Cross.
Yeah.
No, man, what did he add with Sword is what I was looking at.
Sword at X.
Okay, so
Like-
X now is going to be able to special summon from the hand.
Right. Not going to be able to use its effect to search because he controls a non-level 4 monster, but just being able to put a level 4 monster on the field is usually good enough in this position. Going to be activating that cross now.
All right. Raziel Cross is now on the field. Eclipse Twins in the graveyard thanks to X Raziel.
Very particular. Just make attach. I think you're playing Purist.
He already has the Mitsurugi Great Purification in hand as well, so things are just looking great here for Benjamin in game 2.
Not a great way to set that up.
Yeah, he's really considering his options here. I don't know what he would do outside of just summoning the detonator right now.
Yeah, and attaching the Eclipse Twins.
On summon, declare effect to attach. Sure.
Yep, the Eclipse Twins is going to be under the detonator, allowing him to protect himself from some points of interaction. A card face down is probably going to be that
Leave
Mitsurugi
the
Great
phase.
Purification that we could see.
End phase.
Yep.
Pass turn.
This is a lot of interruptions here. The Ame no Murakamo has the option to negate or force your opponent to discard a card. The Futsu will summon a monster for every special summon that your opponent does, so he gets able to fill the board back up with reptiles. And the reptiles do have the effect to protect their monsters from being destroyed by tributing themselves instead, to generate even more advantage because they will trigger their own effects to search when they are tributed.
Yeah, when you get to this point with the Mitsurugi cards, it amasses so much. Oh, the Santoli special, Gravekeeper's Inscription.
End of your turn.
Cold wave for summons from grave, correct?
Say again?
Cold wave, but summons from grave.
Yeah.
Yep, so he's
No
opting
response.
to use the effect to block him from summoning from the graveyard,
I will go.
which cuts off, it cuts off the effect of
Eclipse
Eclipse
Twins.
Twins,
Target the dead.
and it cuts off half of the effect of Ame no Murakuma.
Yep. But this is, yeah, huge. I mean, also, it doesn't allow him to summon anything with Futsu no Mitama no Mitsurugi. Like, and now there's Book of Moon dealing with the detonator. His whole board has been dealt with. Oh, I guess he still has the Mitsurugi Great Purification set that he can use on the Book of Moon, which is what is going to happen. He's going to tribute off the Futsu.
Futsu will allow him another search here, assuming this resolves. No response.
New
The
chain link declared to search.
It won't be coming back, but he will be able to add.
probably a copy of Prayers. Actually, well, in this position, Gravekeeper's Inscription lasts until the next turn, right?
Yep.
So that's actually very potent here.
Drops card.
Yeah, but he's still going to be adding the Prayers here.
I have nothing on resolution. Would you like to cut?
I wonder if Santoli has another copy of Book of Moon here just to like keep it going.
Book of Moon, we said it before,
Uh,
an oldie but a goodie. Love Book of Moon.
He was so confident playing into the board, like he was allowing everything to happen. He's like, yep, I'm just going to go ahead and activate one of these, and then one of these, and now...
Say, that's pretty good, partner.
It would have been nice if it was an Ultimate Slayer. It would have been a little more effective, but we'll take a couple Book of Moons. I mean,
the
is
Ultimate
there a
Slayer
deck-
would have traded with the trap card as well anyway.
How many months has
it's
Steven
not wrong.
Santoli had Gravekeeper's Inscription in his side deck is what I want to know.
Discard these.
Like, how long? It's been a while. I've seen him
It's
use
been a bit. It's been a bit.
I did.
It has to be, like, since it came out, pretty much. He loves that card, so it's cool to see it paying off for him here. It actually lines up pretty well into this deck. And normal summon Ice Raziel. What a hand. What a hand. What an answer. This is awesome here for Santoli. Benjamin,
correct?
you know, when you're undefeated and like a game like this is kind of
very
playing out,
symmetrical.
what can you do but just be like, well, I did my best.
Yeah, like you did. That was a great board. It's
Yeah,
just...
he played it well.
I don't know if you're ever happy to have 2 inscription. I don't know if you're ever happy to have 2 inscription.
I mean, it's discard. The 2 books at least.
2 books
Yeah, like-
is quite good.
2 books, 2 inscriptions. The second inscription was effectively negating the Ame no Murakuma because it's the free discard. The cross currently can't activate because it needs to detach from a Ryziel monster, and it can't be a Ryziel monster while it's face down.
I mean, it can be. We just don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Have 2 in hand.
So
But
unfortunately,
it
cross
is-
doesn't know.
Is this special summon from the extra deck?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do know that. All right, now
We know it's special summon, just not from where.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Now he's going to overlay those 2 level 4s for a rank 4. What is he going to go into first? Is it going to be Duo Drive? Is it going to be Detonator?
I mean,
Or is it going to be Exciton? Ooh, Exciton. Okay, cool.
Successful.
interesting.
I will do fetch
Just going to clean up the board here a little bit. He's not going to be able to do any damage to the turn, but that's a lot of cards that are going to the graveyard.
Yeah, I guess I was wondering if he could end the game this turn, but it's a lot of bodies to actually get through.
Yeah, definitely.
There's not a clean way to get rid of the detonator without putting it back face up at some point.
Yeah, I thought V-Steals were a good way to play around the Cliff Twins, but nope. Turns out Gravekeeper's Inscription. We should change the name of that card to just Steven Santoli's Inscription. No,
not quite yet.
Not yet.
Are we going to call it Steven Strike?
I mean, at this point, I'm not opposed. Now we're seeing another overlay. Here comes the duo drive now that he's cleaned up the field a little bit. We know that he has Mystery Prayers plus one other card in the hand on Benjamin's side of the table. He's going to attach a Raziel monster to do a drive on summon, and now he's going to use the effect to detach two to add 2 Raziel cards from the deck to the hand.
He's already used the effect of X. He's already used the effect of Sword and Node as well. He just hasn't used. He already knows so nice, right? What hasn't he used?
You got to add 2. It's Cross and another copy of X.
That's all fine.
Activate Cross.
All right, now Cross is going to allow him to put a couple cards on the bottom and draw a card. Not quite just yet. He's going to... Ooh, plug-in
for Node.
I haven't seen plug-in a lot.
Only played in Pure?
Oh, but he can't because of Gravekeeper's Inscription.
Oh, yeah. Yes, neither player can summon back from Graveyard now, so actually 0 interruptions.
The Gravekeeper Inscription, not doing great here for Santoli in this scenario. Maybe he kind of forgot that was going to slow him down as well.
It was never supposed to work against him.
You can't take damage this turn.
Is he going to summon Zeus? I was going to say, you can't do that.
And I will pass.
Sets
So Inscription still applies for this
face
turn.
down.
Draw turn.
All right.
Stand by phase mate.
Not too bad, but,
Next wave bonfire.
Does have to play into the Cross as well as potentially the Exciton.
and potentially
X-ray,
the
so
random speller trap.
Yeah, the
that
random
Santoli
spell
has face down. It's the random speller trap. I'm always thinking about infinite impermanence.
Yeah, he does know that a plugin was searched.
X-Raziel,
Maybe he said it.
sending Meteor
Doesn't really
Large,
know,
aggregate
even though he
boss.
still can't activate it.
Chainlink 1 to search, Chainlink 2, target cross to negate.
That works really well here.
Well, you can still use cross to negate.
You can negate the aggregator.
Yeah.
Well, no, like it can't, because by the time it could attempt to negate the X, it will be already
Negated
negated
by
by the
aggregator.
aggregator. Yeah.
Even though it does negate that resolution. No responses here from Santoli. X is going to add. Wait for it. Wait for it.
A Node Raziel.
Node Raziel.
which-
Super rare.
Yeah, still can't use its effect, though.
That's something I like about crossover breakers. Is some of
And
the rares
resolution.
also come as super rares. That's something really unique to that set, and it's really cool.
Special note.
Kind of like you get like the OTS upgrades in the set itself.
That was a nice touch.
Yeah, big fan. And now he's going to special node from the hand and go into a rank 4. It's going to be his own copy of Exciton
Player
Knight.
Exciton detaching node.
Very interesting. I'm surprised, again, he didn't want to go for his own detonator.
Santoli's going to chain infinite impermanence to negate Exciton.
Perfect.
And now Benjamin has Ice Raziel.
Right, okay, so he had a copy of Ice Raziel to extend further here.
But now Santoli's Exciton is going to be online after, if he summons one, he has to use one more card on the field. Because right now it's 3-3.
So,
So if he summons one more monster, but I think Benjamin knows that.
I mean, he's going to consolidate his board even more, right? By
Yep.
just making another rank
Oh,
4
that's funny
here.
how bad that is. I'm in a really precarious position.
What did I do here?
Can't summon from the graveyard.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. In Detonator, we trust. Unless he only plays one.
It's not bad. It's pretty bad. Just considering a summon. Clear.
Tough spot here for Benjamin.
It's pretty funny, but it's also terrible.
Yeah, really considering his options being super limited now. At this point, I think it's pretty clear he doesn't have another copy of
Summon
Detonator
that,
because
make him
that would be, I
face
think, the
face.
go-to play at this moment.
Useless. It clears that. You see with the useless. Do I have knowledge of your hands presently?
No, just the X. Technically.
Understood.
Technically. technically.
Technically,
Technically is
actually,
correct.
No, technically he knows both of them.
Yeah.
Technically he's only supposed to know one, but Santoli did receive a PE minor warning.
For revealing some private information, yeah.
Yeah. And now Tornado Dragon.
2000.
That is precarious, as you
Deploy
mentioned.
tornado, target Razel Cross.
A lot of times you don't see Tornado Dragon in the Raziel Extra decks. Now
We're
he
going to be overlaying into a second copy of Eclipse Twins.
Make Eclipse Twins.
could have been F-Zero.
Enter battle phase.
Eclipse Twins. Oh, so
attack on
he's
Exoton.
going to attack Exoton Knight?
600. No, because I'm 24 and you're.
Oh, it's 500, yes.
Yeah. No, you're 2000.
Yes.
You take 400.
Long day.
Long day indeed.
400
Almost there.
extra.
With a lone Eclipse Twins, a
Second
lone
person
set
shield,
back
the
row
impact
as well.
on,
Potentially only one
sends
interruption
with the end
here.
phase. Faster.
Actually, no, he knows it's the prayers.
I'll drop a.
But the prayer's actually pretty good now. It can summon back the Ame.
Ooh.
Taking main phase.
That's fine.
Okay, I forgot. Like we made it past the point of inscription, and now we can have a live effect that we can use here.
Santoli's inscription has run out. Both players will be able to summon from the graveyard. That means Santoli's plugin is live again.
It looks like he has
Ritual
another
Choice
copy of
Upon.
inscription in his hand.
Correct.
If he starts off with that, that'd be a great way to start this turn.
X is also a good card.
What is the restriction on inscription? Like, does it have to be the first card you play?
Yeah, I think
Just
so.
try one.
The start of your main phase.
No response. I'm gonna look in your grave.
Yeah, of course.
X Raziel is going to add Sword Raziel.
Hey, here.
Nope, still no need to really do anything. Gonna wait until a detonator
Here's
is threatened.
Special summons sword raise off after search.
Gonna special summon the sword, use its effect.
In response.
Yep.
Is this where the Ame no Murakamo no
Chain
Mitsurugi comes out?
Great Purification.
Oh, I didn't even
Targeting
consider
the
this.
properly
I
summoned
forgot
Ame.
he has that. He has the ability to use its effect,
special
summon back the
and
Ame,
tribute
tribute the
languages.
Eclipse Twins, which will summon back the detonator. Gets him right back in this game.
Nice. Sweet plays here from Benjamin with his Mitsurugi Raziel strategy. Really showing you how the two decks synergize together and showing you that he knows his deck very well.
The Raziel Detonator as well as the Raziel Duo Drive and Chainlink 2 Ame to destroy all monsters you presently control.
I have no response.
Yep, that is that's not what you want to hear.
I mean, that's exactly what Benjamin wants
Yeah,
to hear.
he finally made it to the point.
Santoli fans, maybe not.
I said Detonator and Duo Drive, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'll summon Detonator attached with the Duo Drive. On summon, declare Detonator effects to attach.
I have no response.
Gonna
I'll
attach Eclipse Twin.
Another Eclipse
Both these
Twins.
players communicating so properly. I love it.
Makes things a lot easier when you have clear communication in your match. And the
So-
pace of play today has been fantastic from all our players, for the most part.
And now Benjamin not so technically knows about the plugin in hand. There's only one, like a few. Okay, there's two other cards that he doesn't know about.
Technically. Plug-in is
I
going
feel like this is a great time to just use the Ame, force out another discard here.
Looks like he's considering it.
That's fine.
Oh,
No.
it's gonna be. Want to make it so that it either actually negates something or just forces him to get rid of a card he actually wants to get rid of.
Normal summons Ice
The normal summon is
Raziel.
successful.
Successful. Won't be negated, but no effect on someone here from Santoli. Doesn't want to walk into that detonator.
Now, is he going to go into a detonator of his own? Yep.
Detonator effect to attach.
That is fine.
No responses here from Benjamin. Okay.
I mean, currently, what are they going to do? Just crash into each other and stare?
I will attempt to go end main phase. End phase.
I am not a Raziel Mirror Match master, but these guys are definitely masters. That's why they're undefeated here in the last round of Swith.
All right, we have made it to the end phase,
Drop turn.
opting not to use the
What do you have
prayers
as collect
here.
Right now?
I'm at 76.
To mine.
Never use the Ame, so
me
like
too.
still that unknown.
Drop turn.
It's a detonator
Let's
showdown.
go standby phase, main phase.
We're in main phase 1.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Rise of Detonator can only protect itself from being destroyed once, right?
I think so, yep. Well, not just itself, but any
Yes,
Yeah.
but you know what I meant.
I know what you meant. Technically.
He can just attack twice, right?
Looks like he's thinking about activating Mitsurugi Prayers. And he can tribute off the Ame no Murakamo Mitsurugi.
I don't know if he really wants to tribute it right now. I feel like
still
there are many monsters properly summoned in the graveyard. He could just use it to reborn.
Like a Saji or something?
and
To the Futsu.
Or the Futsu and add back Saji, summon
Yeah.
Saji. Just gonna go to battle phase.
No, I agree with this play a lot. Just attacking, and then you can attack with your detonator, protect yourself with your detonator's effect now that his is used. And then you can use the prayers after tributing the Ama, and it'll come back as well. So you can summon 2 monsters and threaten a lot of damage.
Sounds good to me. Does he have a Eclipse Twins underneath the detonator?
I suppose he must.
We're
still in battle phase.
He's thinking about activating something in response to his own attack.
I'll let it die.
Just gonna let it go.
This turn player.
We'll go next game.
And yeah, Santoli's seen enough. He knows that he's not going to be able to come back. And Benjamin pushes this match to a game number 3.
I'm pretty sure that was just lethal damage right there because the Eclipse Twin is going to summon back the detonator, gets to attack again. He's going to be able to use prayers, attack again with the Ame, and then have another attack from the monster he summons back off the actual effect of prayers.
I certainly think that would have been the case, and Santoli saw the writing on the walls and decides to go ahead and dive into the side deck before going into game number 3. Benjamin evening out the series. Both players playing fantastic. And we finally got to see the Mitsurugi cards in action and being a key part of why Benjamin was able to win that game.
Yeah, like a lot of strong, powerful follow-up because of the effect of the trap card. He was able to stay alive past the point of inscription, and that's really all it took. I honestly forgot that trap card was even in there, but that's like a crazy blowout to have in that situation.
Certainly is.
I have to wonder if Santoli has to rethink his strategy just a little bit as far as how he tackles the board. Maybe he can't allow it to get that far, or he just has to focus on finding copies of Ultimate Slayer.
I just want to know if he's going to keep in Gravekeeper's Inscription or not. It doesn't look like it. I'm pretty sure I saw it there in his side deck.
Oh yeah, now that he gets to go first, I don't know if he needs to do all that.
It still would be not too bad. Maybe
It's somewhat limiting for you because of your restricted access to node.
True.
And you want to have your own Eclipse Twins available for your detonator as well, right?
But it does pretty much cut off a lot of the Mitsurugi stuff that goes on. But yeah, at what cost?
Essentially, when you're forced to lead with a card like that, you're playing with 1 card down. You have 4 cards. Your opponent is potentially playing interruptions as well. So you're going to be restricted on your Rizal. You're going to be restricted on the ways you can extend because you cut off your own node. And you don't have the choice of being able to activate after because it has to be the start of your main phase. And then, of course, your opponent doesn't necessarily have to play with Mitsurugi cards. If he just starts playing pure Rizal, it could be a problem.
Yeah, definitely. He's going to have to rely on Santoli's Strike. Potentially, it was a key card he had in game number 1. Will he have it again here in game number 3?
Powerful trap cards have always been dominant when you're able to go first post side.
We saw before this round started there was only 7 undefeated duelists left, and these are 2 of them. That means after this round, there will either be 3 or 4 undefeated duelists left. You know, barring any draws, of course.
Still possible here. But I think because of the 12 rounds, everyone, even at this point, if you were undefeated going into this round, I think you're very comfortable. Because I think at this point, some X3s should be topping the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to put yourself in that position and leave it up to chance, basically, but you'd want to win as many as you can.
Absolutely. I mean, you can go undefeated if you want. You get, of course, that oversized card as well for going undefeated in Swiss.
The oversized prize card, yeah, that is definitely something to play towards, but it looks like our players are shuffled up, side deck, the hands are drawn, and we are about to dive into our final game of the day here on the live stream. It's been a great day. You know, we've seen a lot of awesome matchups. There's a lot of Malice out there, a lot of Rizal decks as well, but, you know, plenty of Mitsurugi, too. It's really been one of the more impactful things from Supreme Darkness. Let's go and jump into it one last time today. Game number 3, round 9. YCS Orlando.
Good, sir.
2025.
Good luck, tools.
Will tried and true pure Ryzeal take it over? The more powerful and robust Mitsurugi strategy? Can Steven Santoli, off the back of Solemn Strike, take this game? We're starting off with X Ryzeal.
Strong start. Ooh, he does have a dual knock, but we're going to see that come down.
Declare duel.
There is the drone Lockbird. Oh, it looks like he might have a response.
Does he have a call by the grave?
Santoli wouldn't lie. He said everything is good when he had no responses before.
Does look like he has call by the grave. And he's going to call by the drone Lockbird.
Santoli's never bluffed in his life.
He's a straight shooter. Yeah. Now Sword Ryzeal comes down, allowing to add another copy of X Ryzeal. Going to overlay the 2 level 4s for a rank 4. It's going to be duo drive.
Let's see if there's anything to stop this one.
Dangerous, are we?
And it resolves.
This is going to pay off huge here for Santoli. He's going to add a copy of Ryzeal Cross and
When was the last time you saw that happen?
Plug-in.
Plug-in and cross. You haven't seen that switch up duo drive in quite some time.
Yep.
I'm going to think in resolution here.
Oh. What could that mean?
I know X, you most likely have ice. You probably have node.
There's no way it's a Perulia, surely.
Nothing in resolution.
What could he be talking about? Like, what is he trying to say?
We're about to find out.
Targeting the Eclipse.
Oh,
it's a
okay,
Magnum.
Magnum.
That's not a bad card to have here. Because not only is he going to give him a monster on the field.
He can technically activate the Magnum. Maybe a dragon will find its way to the graveyard. Oh, no, he's not drolled anymore. He's not drolled anymore.
He can add from the deck to the hand, yeah.
Be resolving that plug-in now. Going to be able to summon back that Sword Ryzeal, put a material under the duo drive.
Go summon Ice special.
Normal summon ice, activate the effect, special summon from the deck. Gonna overlay these 2 for.
There's the detonator.
No Eclipse Twins thinks that Magnum it.
You have to touch a monster.
Yeah, it has to attach a monster, so unfortunately it doesn't have enough cards at the moment to resolve cross the draw.
Damn, that draw would have done some nice stuff, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Santoli was really forced to call by the grave that draw and Lockbird since there's so many cards in his hand that would add from the deck to the hand.
Using the effect of Ice Ryzeal to send the duo drive, so then put the materials in the graveyard for the cross, as well as being able to summon an Abyss Dweller. Cross will be able to put back the duo drive and the sword. Oh, no, just a plug-in.
This is where the plug-in
Gets 1 additional draw. Oh, that's a pretty good one.
You said 1 additional draw. You meant 2
I'm sorry. You know, I should have
draws.
known better. My bad. It's never just 1.
Banishes 10 cards face down, draws 2. Sets 1, sets 2 face down.
End phase resolve, Meg.
Passes on Detonator, Dweller, Cross.
A draw was negated by call by the grave. Dude, if you did all that shit under draw, come on. What are you guys doing as judges?
Now he's going to add Bestial Monster from his deck to the hand. Probably Bestial Druid Worm.
Yeah, which is countered
by the Dweller already.
He might have sided out the other Bestials.
It's just a Magnum win. No.
That's why they were trying to stop him. they knew better.
The saddest.
He got to bluff him into making the Dweller, which, I mean, it was going to stop the Mitsurugi part anyway, but it would have been able to stop the Druid Worm.
This is the saddest Magnum I've ever seen. Nothing to add. No dragons in the deck, but he does have a monster on the field, which is something.
You may take priority. I have no response.
Draw phase Abyss Dweller, gonna stop those graveyard effects from activating.
Okay. Effectively cuts off the Mitsurugi part of the engine, as if you did have an inscription.
Who's next demand?
Now still has to deal with the detonator, the cross, as well as all those potential sets.
Phase, main phase.
Looks like we're going to be normal summoning Ice Ryzeal to start us off.
I will not declare the effect.
Just a normal summon.
Is there going to be a Chaos Angel?
Oh,
It's a synchro summon. Sure.
It is a synchro summon.
that is a light and dark Chaos Angel. And it's going to be met with,
Alright, is the summon successful?
there is no summon successful. That is Solemn Judgment.
Paying Heaven's Life points.
Santoli's Judgment.
Santoli's Judgment. If it's a trap he can set turn 1 that can stop his opponent's cards, it's probably in Santoli's deck.
I'm gonna open your grave.
Yeah,
That is a normal summon committed now.
Half the life points. Poof.
Still
Gone.
have to deal with the Dweller as well as the Detonator.
And a
Nothing on the
cross.
board.
And it's a Book of Moon face down.
Oh my god.
I saw it. I
Attempt
saw
to the
it.
end phase 1. Proceed to the end phase.
Proceeding to the end phase.
Man.
Okay.
Not like this. Is this how it's going to end? Our final match?
Gonna be special summoning X from the hand, sending to the grave a copy of Duo Drive, it seems. Potentially, really contemplating it, seeing what he might just need here. He doesn't need to do much, he just needs to, oh, and second copy of Cliffstones, that's pretty good.
You know, he could have summoned it and made his monster attack twice and made me happy, but nope,
No,
instead, just
not today.
Not today. Send it to the graveyard.
We get to add Sword Rise to the hand now.
I will go.
Some dreams just never come true.
Immediately
It's a
Chinese
sad
cross.
reality. Maybe tomorrow.
Yep, that's fine.
There's still always tomorrow, but like plenty of dueling actions to go after this.
I'm convinced people don't know it has that effect. I'm convinced that's the issue that I'm running into here. But Sword's going to come down.
Sword grabs ice, and honestly, just making near any exceed should do at this point because you still have the normal summon of ice to do the remainder of the damage. So going to be overlaying now. So this is going to be summon 3
It's a
into
Duo Drive.
Duo Drive's going to actually boost up everything as well.
732, that's
He is moments away from winning game number 3 here.
Normal summon ice.
a normal summon, big special deck.
Oh, just might as well special summon from deck. That's a couple more summons
Yeah,
there.
that's fine.
That will be summon 5, I believe. Not really necessary in this position, but you have the cross, so you're not really worried about it.
I will attempt to leave the main phase.
This is going to be it. Yep.
And main phase is good.
And Steven Santoli wins the final Swiss round of the day and goes to move on undefeated going into day number 2. Who would have thought it?
I feel like there's a, when you give Santoli any of those specific solemn trap cards, I think he's able to take it away very efficiently. I feel like you're getting a little ahead of yourself. I feel like you all went to call him a champion already.
I mean, he's on his way, right? Undefeated. No one's been able to stop him so far. Who's to say? If he wins 9 rounds tomorrow, the tournament's over. We're out of here. Santoli's a 2-time YCS champ. He's going to be going back to the AWCQ.
He's already a 2-time YCS champion.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. He won a remote duel YCS.
You won a remote duel
I
and a regular remote
I forgot.
YCS.
Okay, a 3-time. Sorry for not giving Santoli all the credit he deserves for sure. Yeah, he had an incredible year in the past couple of years for sure. He's been fantastic. Couple YCS wins, competed at the World Championship, but he always plays really well. I mean, we talked about it. Don't try to combo too hard. You can play low to the ground. The least amount of cards you can use to get the W as possible usually can work out.
Yeah, he's a strong believer in Detonator and trap cards.
See that burial from the different dimension in his side deck? That's so cool. I got to try that out. It seems like a pretty good Malice counter. But that just goes to show you don't always have to play what everyone else is playing. You use whatever works for you. Whatever fits your play style is going to give you the best success. If you just have someone hand you a deck, you don't know why you have a certain amount of copies of certain cards in your deck, you don't know why, just someone told you to do it, you're not going to yield those same results as someone who can give you an answer for every single card, a reason why every single card in that deck is there.
Yeah, and there are plenty of people that are telling him to not do what he's doing. Everyone's saying, hey, you should probably not do this, and he sticks to his guns. He is playing his strategy.
Oh, I've been hearing people screaming about why are you still using Gravekeeper's Inscription after so long, but it is a good card, and he finds a way to make it work. Because, I mean, it cuts off the matchups that he struggles against, and now, he's undefeated. You can't argue with success. I mean, you can, but you shouldn't. Especially when it's coming from someone like Steven Santoli. He is really trying to solidify his name as one of the best players in the game, and he's on his way maybe to win the first YCS of 2025 here in Orlando, Florida.
Don't forget, there's still 9 more rounds tomorrow. There's a bit of a way to go. This is a 12-round tournament. We're just going to be very close to finishing day 1 here.
Yeah, I mean, he's almost locked in. You said there's going to be a certain amount of people who are X3, which means they've only lost 3 rounds and won all the other ones that will make it. He can. That is the worst he can do is X3 now at this point.
Yes.
And when you start 9-0, things are looking pretty good for him. It would be tough. I mean, I've seen people go undefeated day 1 and lose all their rounds on day number 2.
Yeah, been there.
Oh, yeah, it's happened to you? Yeah, it's happened to my brother, too. I always lose too early to where I never get to experience that, like when I used to play in the YCSs as well. But it was an incredible match. We got to see Solemn Strike, Solemn Judgment, some of Santoli's favorite cards. I'm assuming. I have a lot of favorite cards. We know Santoli's favorite cards, Gravekeeper's Inscription.
I think we saw like 5 or 6 cards that you wouldn't expect. Like Book Moon currently is not something you typically expect. There's too many things to hit. But when you pair it with Gravekeeper's Inscription, Solemn Judgment, Solemn Strike, another copy of Book of Moon, these cards do pair well together, and his strategy is built around it, right? Like he's not really playing anything to stop his opponent on their turn. He's focusing on powering these spell cards together and comboing them in a way that will just pick apart the field and then sticks one of your Rizal cards.
Yeah, I mean, it was incredible to see him win here. It's been a long day. It was 9 rounds of Swiss. It's been an incredible day so far. We've seen some surprise decks that have been on the top tables consistently throughout the day. Azamina White Forest was a deck. That's probably my favorite round that we had. If you missed that early, you want to go back and watch that match. It's a lot of fun.
That was a lot going on for sure. Yeah. Even Atlantean Mermail was surprising me. Multiple rounds this tournament, it was able to show, and I think it was still doing really well going into this round. So we'll probably see it potentially in Top Cut.
Definitely. There's also been a couple of Gladiator Beasts out there. We didn't get them on stream, but they were part of the written features as well. There's plenty of decks that are out there trying to creep in to make the top cut and find a way in, but the dominating part of the field is going to be Malice and Raziel still. We're going to have to see how it plays out tomorrow. Thank you for joining us. It's been wonderful. I hope you at home had as much fun as we did casting today. We're going to toss it to Kangas. He's going to interview our winner, and then he's going to close out the day. Make sure you come back tomorrow and see how the YCS Orlando will finish. Kangas, take it away.
Thank you very much, Billy. I am here on stage. Steven, congratulations on your feature match victory. I want to start off by just asking, how do you feel about how the match went, because it did go the full distance?
I felt okay. I think there was a fair few missteps I made. I think I didn't play completely horribly. Like I was able to crack the board game 2 with just the breaker tech approach, and then the X forced a Grand Game that when he top decked it. And then after that, I was kind of a bit panicky and didn't play correctly. But I think it was sequenced well enough that I make note for tomorrow and go on. It's been a 9-round event today, so those mistakes are bound to happen.
How's your stamina feeling? Were you feeling the tiredness after a long day of Yu-Gi-Oh?
To some degree. Mr. Yugi is obviously a new deck as well, so the muscle memory isn't quite built in yet, and which is why you see those slight misplays. Like I was not reading the trap tributing the Eclipse Twins, because I did top deck the 3rd inscription on the pass back, and I just didn't use it because I didn't need it. But like I said, like long day, you missed one line of text on a new card, and suddenly this game is a lost game when it should have been a 1-1.
Well, hey, you mentioned it, Gravekeeper's Inscription, and I want to talk about some of the cards you were using. Book of Moon, Solemn Strike. I mean, what is it about your deck building? Why do you make such unique choices playing cards that we don't see a lot of other duelists choosing to play?
I just try to see if there's an edge through deck building. I think that hand traps in general don't add for that edge. Like there's some formats, obviously, where having hand traps, and a lot of them are fine. Like there's interesting choke points. Like I think the Pure Razor Mirror at Anaheim, everyone's on hand traps and it's fine because there's a lot of decisions of when to shotgun, when to hold, and so led to more interesting game patterns. But when you just play hand trap wars, where it's I go first, you go starter, I go shotgun the hand trap, which is how it works against a lot of the like more combo-oriented decks like Alice and Mitsurugi. I don't think that's a lot of room for outplay, and so I'm trying to avoid that kind of play plan that doesn't allow for outplay, and then see what I can figure out with, and I think that breakers are good, and the books are a flexible card, the inscription are a flexible card, and I'm 8-1 right now, so I think they're working well enough.
I think so. But the casters were talking about it. I was wondering it as well. You are already a YCS champion, but how are you feeling? Do you think this is your event?
I thought that earlier I was in a really good position. I still think I'm in a good position, but actually the last 2 matches were I think a bit more shaky, which I just chalk up to fatigue more than anything. But I'm pretty happy with my deck list overall and my gameplay for the most part. And so if the stars align, then I think it's a reasonable event for me to take.
All right. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us, Steven. Congratulations on the win. I'm going to let you get going. Rest up for the rest of your night. One more time for Steven Santoli. But also, thank you, everybody, for tuning in to day 1 of YCS Orlando. Whether you are at home, whether you're here in the venue participating, 2,274 duelists in attendance after the late registration is incredible, and we're happy to celebrate that with all of you. But a reminder, if you're live at the event and you didn't make it to day 2, we do have public events tomorrow, and also you can show up and cheer on your favorite duelists on the feature match stage. We have one more day of YCS Orlando. We'll see you there.